Hey everybody! I thought I would hop on here real quick and offer you some insight in the form of a Friday Musings video. I got a lot of feedback from the Wellness Wednesday video, which was all about returning to the practice, whatever your practice is. And I was responding to someone this morning, and in that I was just inspired to share some of this with you to take you into your weekend. So as I was replying, it occurred to me, I think what was so resonant about that for everyone, or for the folks I've heard from anyway, is how we all recognize that human factor, right? That frailty that we all have, that tendency that we all have to be really hard on ourselves, the tendency that we have to put a lot of pressure on ourselves to meet certain goals, or, as I said, resolutions, intentions, whatever you're calling them. And I think it's our humanness that connects us, right? And that's what I wanted to talk about, was that's the yoga, right? Yoga means union. And yes, it's referring to body, mind, and spirit in spiritual texts and things. And it also applies metaphorically, it applies to everything, right? We're all connected. And I think that the world needs more of that today. We are so focused in today's world, in today's culture, certainly here in the West, about how we're different. What makes you different from me? How do I set myself apart from the crowd? And how do I compete? And these notions are just driving us apart. And it's really important that we see and recognize the ways that we are the same. We are the same in that we all suffer in some way on the inside. And so if we can recognize, like, not avoid it, but recognize our own suffering, then we can see that in other people. We recognize the ways, maybe it's not like dire suffering, but it's the ways we trip ourselves up, the way we're cruel to ourselves. And when you see that in a friend, you would be like, oh my gosh, don't talk to yourself that way. Please don't say those things to yourself. But you say them to yourself, right? Often I'm way more mean with myself than I would ever be with any other person. It's just a strange psychology that many of us grapple with. And that's the way that we connect. That's the way we come together, is in our vulnerability. And we recognize when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and we come together in that vulnerability, that's what allows us, that's what gives us the strength to see through our challenges, to get through our challenges, to see it out and to move on, and to continue to celebrate this thing called life. There's so much beauty, so much joy, so much in every moment. That's what we need to be present to. Not to the ways that we fall short, not to the ways that we don't accomplish everything on our to-do list. Like, it's an ever-growing list that will never, ever, ever be done, right? There's always something to do. So instead, let's just be. Let's be with each other. Let's be with this wonderful, fragile humanness, and celebrate that with someone. Celebrate it with someone you love, and celebrate it with a stranger this weekend. Look someone in the eye, give them a smile, and be like, yeah, I feel you, fellow human. It's really great to connect with people, and the world needs more of that right now. So as we go into the weekend, let's try to connect more than we distance. Let's try to find the ways that we are the same, because we are all the same. We're all human. We're all here trying to do our best. So just remember that the next time you encounter someone who's struggling. All right, everybody, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll be coming to you again soon. Namaste.